The girl was stark naked, carrying not so much as a hand towel. Without even a dagger for defense, her unguarded and glorious nakedness made her look like an ordinary hot spring patron, instead of suggesting any connection to her line of work. The bath was divided into a number of pools, each with a sign posted on the wall. Internal ailments, 3 to 5 dips of 5 minutes each. Drink no more than 1 teaspoon. External injuries and skin conditions, 5 minutes or less. External injuries and muscular problems, 10 minutes or less. External injuries and internal organ problems, 5 minutes or less. External injuries and skeletal problems, 2 minutes or less. The girl selected muscular problems and immersed herself in the warm water. According to the sign's brief description, the waters treated not only muscle aches, but also cuts and scrapes. The posted limit of 10 minutes was how long it should take for a complete recovery, and at the same time, the sign stated that it would be dangerous to stay in the bath beyond that point. With her eyes closed, her face took on an expression just as peaceful as that of any other hot spring patron. Before 2 minutes had passed, the glass door slid open and dark figures charged in, plowing through the white steam with an air of murderous intent. 4 men gazed down at the pool. The girl opened her eyes, took a look at their vicious scowls, and quickly closed them again. Her expression had become one of terrible boredom.
And what might I be able to do for you?
Her greeting was so reasonable, and in this case entirely unexpected, that the men fell silent for a moment and exchanged glances before their lips twisted into grins. A rough-looking giant of a man, who had to be their leader, was the first to speak.
Sorry to barge in on you during your bath, though it's doing wonders for our eyes and for our wallets, too. We'd love to drag you out of there and really stick it to you, but we were hired to take you down right where you are. You can soak there in your own blood.
All of the men had weapons. When the leader tossed his chin, the man to his right tightened his grip on a short spear. The others remained empty-handed, either out of complete confidence in the skill of the first man, or because their target, Iriya, looked like nothing more than an ordinary girl scared out of her wits. In the bath, Iriya pushed off her hands and feet, retreating to the far end of the little pool. Perhaps that only stoked his bullying nature, because the face of the man with the spear was warped by naked lust as he gripped the weapon as if it were a harpoon. He intended to throw it and finish her off, but a stunned look spread across his face. Iriya's head had unexpectedly arched back, and she'd submerged in the warm water. The milky white bathwater didn't allow the killer so much as a blurry glimpse of her form.
Ah, damn it!
The spear left his hands. Although he made a diagonal thrust toward where he believed the girl's chest to be, his spear had touched nothing.
That bitch!
Drawing the machete from his hip, the spearman leapt into the bath. The water was only thigh-deep. As he kicked his way through the water willy-nilly, to his rear the leader called out to him,
Watch yourself!
At that instant, the spear was thrust up from below the man, its head piercing him through the pit of his stomach and poking clear out through his back. Though staggering, the man didn't fall, but rather grabbed hold of the spear and pulled it free, throwing both it and the machete he held down at his compatriot's feet before swirling broadly and collapsing through a mountain of steam. The bath water that splashed up was stained red.
She ain't got a weapon, but don't go in there. We wait till she comes up. She'll be out of breath soon enough. You, Bo.
The man he'd addressed already had his bowstring taut, and he let his arrow fly at the water's surface. The other two had long swords drawn. They'd seen that what looked to be an ordinary girl was the exact opposite.